One.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Chromebook Coding for Beginners back at you again. Um, we've got a I don't know if it's going to be a series, but we got a new video right here. Check this out. We had done a series on the color picker, and I had posted it up in Free Code Camp on the forums, just to get some feedback on it because you know, I wanted someone to look at the code. I wanted someone to what they thought. And this dude sent me an email. He actually is like one of the workers or administrators for Free Code Camp. I don't know if he actually gets paid. I don't know exactly how that all works. I'd be interested to know. I wonder if he's just doing it on the side and is like a developer somewhere, or if they actually have income stream at the top of Free Code Camp. I think they'd have to have something up there for all the work they put in. They deserve it. You guys are awesome. So I got this email, um, which I think he probably wrote it into the forum, but you also get an email. And he gave me like all these tips. Like, whoa. I don't know what the heck that is about an infinite loop. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I have no idea what they're talking about there. But anyway, uh, this guy Kev Comedia, he sends me this stuff, and he really looked through my little color picker program. He's like hitting the tidy button in CodePen will make it more readable. Use descriptive IDs. Slider 1 would be better named red slider. Slider 2 green slider. The purpose of the class should be easily, he's no acronyms like I used. Avoid using inline styles and inline JavaScript. Check out this. But this is where it gets really cool. There's this $ thing called a template literal. And I thought that $ were only in jQuery. I don't know about you, but as far as I knew, there was no $. That was like the thing that made jQuery. jQuery was $ something. That's what I literally knew because I had been doing this for 3 weeks. And then he tells me how to do another thing that took me like 100 lines of code. He does in 3 lines of code. Like maybe not quite that bad. Maybe 50 lines for me, something like that. So anyway, you gotta see what this. So if you're in um, Free Code Camp, you know that you have all these projects. I haven't turned mine in on beta. I'm in the beta edition, but I did the survey form. There's my survey form right here. I did the survey form. Um, you could do a survey on anything, but I did a Free Code Camp survey. A monthly assessment of front-end skills. Name and email are required, so I changed them to a different color. Age. You had a bunch of stuff that you had to have, like you had to have a number, you had to have name and email required. I put date joined, and I get to know all these little built-in features. With date, you get a calendar, which is kind of cool, um, and it pops that day right in. And I installed. This is like the main feature of the website is this thermometer progress bar I installed, uh, and that is pretty cool. I didn't even know about this until I just kind of fell into it researching it. HTML has all these built-in like widget things, like the different inputs, like the sliders and the radio buttons and stuff like that. Well, there's one called progress, and I'll show you what it gives you. this is what it gives you, like stock, if you will. Well, this is like, we'll save it and we'll preview it again. Yeah, I'll pull up a stock slider if it shows up. There it is. There's a stock slider right there, moving around for some reason. That's interesting. I don't know why that one's moving. That's pretty cool. Why is that moving? I just hit progress. I didn't even put it. I guess if you don't put anything in, it doesn't know what to do, so it just moves. That's crazy. But anyway, this is what you get stock. And with a little bit of finagling, I was able to turn it into this with just some CSS and stuff like that. And actually, this is another separate div that is circle, and a fixed position, and size, and border radiuses, and fills, and all kinds of crazy stuff. But you're able to do like really cool stuff with CSS. Well, I made it so, put in, and my name is Ben. I made it so if it's valid, it turns yellow. But as soon as you switch fields, it's going to give you an update, 15%. All right, now time to put in my email. Boom. Up to 30%. Age, I'm 8. 45%. And you get the drift. But if you don't put something in, it doesn't go up, which is the key. So I had to dig in and do some research to get it to do that. And with the help of that guy, Kevin, I was able to do it. And this is all the code I need to make all the inputs. I divided it out, and each one goes up 15. By the time you hit the end button, you have 10% to go, and you hit the end button, and you're done. So this is the real nifty part about this. It's just a for loop. Before, I would have probably written out, I probably could have done it, but it would have taken me 50 to 100 lines of code, because I would have had to write an event listener for all 7 inputs that I have. Then I would have had to write an if statement for all 7. I'd have to define these 3 variables. At least this one, the inputs one, 7 times. That's 20 plus lines, 30, 40 lines right there of code. But this for loop, and the secret to this for loop is right here. Is these aren't single quotes. These are, I don't even know what they're called, but it's by the tilde, by the 1 on your keyboard. And this is a template literal, and it's basically saying input, because I name my inputs like 1, input 2, input 3, input 4 by ID, or actually in this case by class, but I could have used ID. And then you make the for loop go from 1 to 7, which is, I have input 1 through 7 out there. You put the $, brackets, I, with these little doohickeys, and then it's going to get each one at a time. And then the blur event listener is when you leave focus. So this would be focus, and that's a blur event right there. Blur event. You can see that's the one glitch in my code, is it just keeps going up every time. But that's a minor detail to me. I can figure that out at some point later. But anyway, so you're able to put one. You just need one function, but it applies to all of them one at a time. And then you say if there's that value exists, because if there's nothing in the form, it's just a placeholder and there's nothing there. So it returns undefined. Then you increase the value of B, which is the progress, and this is just a value. It just displays its value visually. So I could have used this on the Pomodoro clock too. This is the secret to the Pomodoro clock, because you can make this into any shape you want. You can make this into a big circle. You could probably make it into an hourglass, if you really got crazy. All right, later.